By 1943, everyone knew the de Havilland Mosquito as the timber terror. It had already made its mark, but the war in the Pacific was a different beast, and the RAF needed something new. Something that could fly farther, higher, and go toe-to-toe with Japan's best fighters. That's where the Hornet came in. De Havilland didn't just shrink the Mosquito, they took the whole concept and pushed it to the edge. The Hornet was sleek, almost aggressive, just sitting on the runway. Engineers came up with this wild Redux bonding process, fusing wood and metal in a way nobody had done before. And the result? A razor-thin fuselage that looked built for speed, even when parked. It was the high point of that classic British plywood-and-glue magic, only sharper and faster than ever. At the heart of the Hornet were its two Rolls-Royce Merlin engines. These weren't your run-of-the-mill power plants, they were handed engines. One spun left, the other right, so the plane didn't twist or fight the pilot on takeoff. You could just push the throttle and go straight down the runway, hands steady, and no wrestling with the rudder. In the world of high-performance fighters, that was practically magic. The Hornet could hit 475 miles per hour and soar up to 35,000 feet. It left most rivals choking in its slipstream, climbing faster and flying higher than almost anything else in the sky. Up front, it had four 20mm Hispano Mk5 cannons packed tight in the nose. When they spoke, they could rip apart a bomber or tear through a train without breaking a sweat. For a while, nothing else matched its killing power. The Hornet was the top dog, no question. The Hornet was just too good for the Royal Navy to ignore. They wanted in, so the Sea Hornet took shape. Folding wings, a tougher undercarriage, and an arrestor hook for carrier landings. It flew off ships like HMS Indomitable and Eagle, and quickly became the go-to naval strike fighter. Pilots loved it. The view from the cockpit was fantastic, and it could limp home on one engine if things went sideways. A huge deal when you're flying patrols way out over open water. No matter the job, snapping photos in the PR-21 or hunting in the dark with the NF-21 thimble-nose radar, the Hornet handled whatever the Cold War demanded. The Hornet's real misfortune was all about timing. It rolled out in late 1945, right when jets started to take over, so it missed World War II entirely. But then came the Malayan emergency, and that's where the Hornet finally got to prove itself. All through the 1950s, pilots took these planes out on thousands of missions, tearing through tropical storms to hit insurgents hiding deep in the jungle. The humidity was brutal on the Hornet's wooden frame, but it kept flying. Out in the Far East, it became the backbone of the Air Force. A last brilliant burst of piston engine power before jets took command of the skies. Flying a Hornet meant pushing wood, wire, and gasoline as far as it could possibly go. It was the end of an era, and what an ending it was.